Hi, hi. Please do me a favor. Won't you tell me if the light is you can see me if it's not too, because I've got a red light, these therapy lights. I don't like the bright light. Or is the sound okay? I haven't tried doing it on this iPad on the stand before. So please just let me know if you can hear me well. If the sound isn't muffled. Hi! So lovely to see you, Katrin. Hi, 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 hi. Oh, sound is good. Okay, good. Thanks. Thanks. That's wonderful. Okay, guys, input. So nice to see you. And also, especially, okay, shout out any of those that are over 50 or over, because this also applies. Actually applies to everybody, especially here's this topics, right? Most of you, if anyone's following me on here on the shift, we're going through the shift. We're going through a raising of consciousness, an awakening on the planet. Most are still in the stage of awaking. Because if you've fully woken up, there is no I, there is no individual there, there's only nothingness. So most are still on the awakening journey. Now, as you know, okay, great, this is so nice, some feedback. Oh, yeah. So most of you will probably have much more experience and knowledge, I'm just guessing, than this one on any dating app. I mean, good God, that's just challenging. It's 1 week and it's like, nah, couldn't be asked about this. You want to throw the towel in, you're like, no. Anyway, it's so funny, my God. Then you'll know what I'm saying about funny. Okay, great. Now, this is what amazes me, right? I think it's a consciousness thing. So consciousness and people tend to repeat the same thing and they copy each other. There's no innovative. This is what amazes me. Looking at these dating sites, I'm like, they all pretty much the same. And you know what I had a light bulb moment, right? You look at any of you, like this one now I decided, right? I'm going to see if I can find like-minded people my age, right? Companionship, friendship. It obviously varies depending on age. If you're an age, some people just want casual relationships. You know what I mean. There's everything and anything out on a dating site, right? But those that are waking up, they're missing out here because when they're on the consciousness journey, first of all, you keep shifting. So you're going to, go through a lot of, you become incompatible. But when you get to a certain level, you stop shifting. So you're going to stop having to go through 101 people, put it that way. You know what I mean? No one's going to stick around with you when you're on your awakening journey or dark night of the soul, put it that way. But when you get past that, you know everything's the self. So it's irrelevant if they're awake or not anyway, because they're just unawake. They're just unaware of what they are. They're in the Maya, in the illusion. So there's a big need for, because the planet's going that way, for them to basically expand on their dating apps. Here's one thing. TikTok would be the perfect platform. I'm not joking. They've gone completely commercial now, TikTok. So this is, I'm actually going to approach them. And they've become completely commercial now, I mean mainstream. But they have the base for this. So TikTok would be the perfect app for this. I'm going to speak to their head office, if you can get through to them. Let's see. But TikTok would be ideal. Why? Because it's a video platform. Now this bing bong moment happened here the other day. Because this one decided, I'm going to try these apps. Oh my good God. Now I'm 60, so you're not hiding anything. Now, sorry, good God. But when you get older, depending on what you're doing, right, and which country you're in, that also makes a big difference. So if you stop, you automatically think, if you stop working or whatever you're doing, you're meeting a lot of people when you're in the workplace anyway and through people. But when you pull out of that whole thing, then pretty much where do people meet people? I'm not joking. You observe these older people. A lot of lonely people out there. So they go to the pub. Oh, good God, please no. It's the last place you'll ever find this one. But that's just personal. Because, you're not going to find anyone, any enlightenment or anything, that kind of thing in a pub, obviously. So, England is a real difficult one because of that problem, because it's just pubs and there's no other social interaction, really. So England is probably the worst place you ever want to date anyone or even find anyone. Because if you don't drink, And you know, everything's going to be sitting in a pub is going to be normally intoxicated, and nothing, you know, that's any enlightenment you're going to have, or any conversation of enlightenment, you're probably going to be, you know. So we've got all these challenges, right? So awakening is a main thing. Someone that's going to understand what you're talking about and not think you've lost the plot. That's quite important. So there's one. Video. This is what dawned on me. These dating sites, some of them are really just not making an effort. Facebook is the probably worst. I mean, it is the worst. It should be, there was a, please, don't take any personal offense. This is just this one. This is personal opinion. All right, this is just this is just here. So just, you know, we call a spade pretty much, you know. We're known to be a little bit tactless when it comes to being honest. So the honesty is honest to a fault in a way here. Sorry, people. But you literally, I mean, yeah, the screening is a problem there, right? Everyone knows. So you've got scammers. Why? There's many loopholes, that's why. Because they have got the money. They're just not. But it's a huge business. There's such an opportunity here to do so well. And there's such a need for it. But no one's spending the money, and they're not just, they're missing these things. So you've got to weed through like this one. Scammers, and they're easy to spot, but not depending on your discernment, not if you're awake. So of course, you know, the profiles, they shouldn't be allowed to, first of all, have no photos. They should be describing themselves. So they easily allow people onto apps without full description of what they like. The preferences are very limited. Yeah, there's no incentive. Well, there is, you see, any app. Look at TikTok. What was the incentive here? TikTok, people were just sitting talking to themselves. It became the biggest platform on the planet. It was the biggest platform. Why? And when you started here, I came onto TikTok in 2021. Guided here, you know, the awakening part. This is just source on the spiritual journey. It first woke up at this one, in the shadow, completely, you know. Woo! But anyway, you know, that's it when you first start. So this one was joined. And when I came on here, I was gobsmacked because this platform was unique. You had a hillbilly sitting in his house, you know, just talking. Some guy lying in his bed, looking at the walls. I mean, you know, this one dancing. I mean, the most bizarre. Nothing like this you would see on any other platform. Anybody and everybody was on here, just randomly. Anyone was sitting there talking, eating. I mean, and it really was. I mean, if you ever on here, it was shocking. It was a study. If you were a psychologist or into social studies, well, hell, it was enlightening. It was so. I don't know how many of you guys were on here in original TikTok before they commercialized it. Now, this was the biggest platform on the world. What incentive was there? It was not commercial. They had no sales, no TikTok shop, no celebrities. You weren't, you know, all these official platforms, and there was no Hollywood on here, no, you know, stars, mainstream media. You didn't see them. You saw everybody. And this is why, quick videos, 30-second videos. When I started, it was like 30-second, I think. It was crazier to make quick, lots of short videos. I didn't have 3-minute videos and 10-minute videos. So there were short videos, and this one dancing, and that one showing off their body. And I mean, oh God, it was bizarre. It was really bizarre. But the awakening grew, and this became the platform for the awakening. It really was. So that was one of the things. Anyway, now it's completely gone to commercial. You know, this is, you can see where their investments are. They're pushing people, and they're getting official ticks that they want you to see, and content, and you know, whatever. So it's commercialized and manipulated now, the algorithms. So there was no incentive. People say there's no incentive to make a dating site. What financial incentive was there on here? This was not a commercial thing. I don't know what the VCs, you see, you can, I'll keep talking, you can go on whatever you think, but this is, if you do this properly, because the whole planet is going to go through an awakening, you're going to be ahead of the game. Now, you already have TikTok. You already have it a platform. So this is, I mean, the great opportunity. I'm saying TikTok is the best place here. You already have a platform, right? TikTok. Like Facebook's got dating. Oh, my good God. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. It's frightening. There are people there you wouldn't want to bump into under any circumstances. Any. Even if it was in a church or in a police station, you wouldn't want to see them, literally, or even bump into them, sorry. It's frightening what they have on there. Good God. And what they allow on there, the con artists and anything. You don't have to put anything, even your own name, or, I mean, good God, you don't know what you're getting, who they are. It's frightening, right? So here, we have a Great Awakening, and this platform was ahead with Awakening, which is now you don't find them. All these people are complaining. Tarot readers, you're not getting it. No one's seeing your lives. It's just the algorithm. It's financial. They are pushing certain things and people. They want to, it's influence. They're trying to make their own influence. It's control again, manipulation, unawakened behavior, literally, right? So let's look at dating. TikTok has the bloody video. This is what I thought. Looking at these platforms, right? And this is what I saw. Is if you had a video, you cannot bullshit anybody. So first of all, they should have to have photographs, but they can also be fake, as we know, all these scammers. So you can fake it. They can be old. They can be someone else's pictures, blah, 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 blah. But first of all, if you have a video introducing, so you can also get to see the person. Now, I know older people would be maybe a bit not used to that or find it uncomfortable because they think they're talking into a screen. But instead of the mind, if you understand that you are not, so basically you are talking, people are going to be seeing this. I have no problem public speaking, I'm used to it. But I know a lot of people find it difficult to talk into a camera or video because it's just the mind, it's just the perception, is that they're talking to no one, but actually you're going to be, because a lot of people are going to be watching you. I mean, it's going to be on a site, right? So if they do that and you could describe what you want. I literally think I should have a bio with someone saying, it'll save a lot of time and hassle. So explain your favorite dates, your favorite likes you do, so you can make a video. People can see you. They can pick up your energy, your expression. There's nothing like awaken. There's nothing about awakening, about consciousness, there's so many preferences and dislikes. And you can't bullshit people with a video. So it would save a lot of hassle. And if people can make, as I say, like this, there really is a video platform, for heaven's sake. So you've got your, let them. I found it very interesting. I know before the last sort of intimidation threat of TikTok were going to do half an hour. They were going to lengthen, I think, to half an hour. I think it got or an hour or something. It got Google very worked up, because they were going to go for more long-term or long, content. I think it was half an hour. You could make half-an-hour videos. So they were going to start competing with YouTube. YouTube did put a bid in to buy them. So I think there was some kind of maybe agreement reached, because TikTok, for some reason, you heard it. They were going to go. You saw people telling you you're going to start getting longer content, but it never happened. So I think there was, this is what I say, all these. Yeah, egos clashing and, nonsense. As everyone's got this fear of competition, as though it's going to, oh no, you can't, they don't want anyone to come, that's crazy. Anyway, so as soon as someone does it, oh my gosh, they might ruin my business. No, then you need to get your shit together, and how are they going to ruin your business? You ruin your own. So here's the thing, people. Any of you guys that are waking up or on the waking journey, you're going to know what I'm talking about. It is very difficult. It is just, where do you find people? Where do you meet people? This is exactly what came here. I was like, wow, it would be nice to meet people, if they're in your area or not, or close by or how far, whatever. But you want to hook up, friendship, partnership, whatever you're looking for. Doesn't matter, whatever your preferences and your orientation is, it's pretty irrelevant. But you should be able to do that. And I think a video would be a bonus. Because then you can say, I was actually, as a joke, I thought, oh my God, that'll save a lot of time, because those that don't want to date me are going to run for the hills. Literally, because I want to be quite straight. This is what I like, don't like. Oh no, okay, we're not going to. So you could say what you like, and they know that it's not in their league, or not, it's not their thing. You're not wasting anyone's time, because they're like, oh no, I don't like that. Oh no, I wouldn't want to do that. So you can say what you like, your favorite things, of your idea of entertainment, going out, fine wine. Do you know what that is? Sorry, it's so funny. I know, or just, maybe not everyone's into pub lunch, you know what I mean? Not everyone, we're different. So these things, and then people can see. But when you've got to go through, this is what this one is, like, not very patient. So now you think, just people, please, if you ever want to laugh, or see the, whoever escaped jail. That's what I'm saying. There was a TV show. Oh God, it was so funny. Where they used to show criminals or whatever. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. It's like looking through, when they line you up, it's like a lineup, and you're like, holy shit, no. The most wanted. God, do yourself a favor. Sign up to Facebook dating. You'll be horrified, literally. I mean, the profiles, anyone can fake it. There's nothing there. There's pictures. Some of the pictures are like, no, never, ever, ever, please. Let them be in another country. It is shocking. So then, now getting an understanding and also compassion for the elderly. There's some people, Shem, have written to you, and there are old people out there, and this is what makes me so sad. There's a man that wrote to me, and I really felt sorry for him. What a nice man. You could see a really nice man, very educated, just a really nice person. If he was down the road, I would go and I'd make friends with him. I'd go and have coffee just for companionship. I'd make friends with him just because I feel sorry, because the guy's on his own. He lived, but difficult because he's on a mountain in Wales somewhere. But he's 89. Now, this is what people aren't thinking of. In Europe, this is statistically, well, last time I looked anyway, maybe it's worse. But in Europe, we've got very few young people. Most people are over 60. So 1 in every 4 in England or Europe are over 60. I'm one of them. I'm 60, right? So most of us are dominating the population. Now, a lot of people, which I have great sympathy for, either divorced or widowed. These are so sad. When you've spent, and this is where they've got to broaden their platform a bit. Between 40, say 40 years of marriage, 30 years, who knows? I can't even imagine doing that. But anyway, 30 or 40 years, you've been with someone. Whether you were happily married or not, in those days, you sucked it up kind of thing. So people stayed married and they got used to it. It was for the kids, whatever it wasn't an awakened perception. So marriage was just, you did it. But some were happily married or got used to it. Now you lose your partner like this man. I felt so sorry for him. So now you say widowed at 80. Good God, terrible. And you are lonely. And what do? You are 1 foot towards senile, or 10 years left from the grave, which is really not fun. So there's a lot of older people, even older, say 70s, 80s, looking for companionship. But where do you meet like this person? I would be I'd rather go and sit and talk to that than talk to someone in the pub and that man has at least more experience. It'd be nice, and go and have tea. I'd be happy to go and have coffee or tea with someone like that once a week, no problem. You can have a decent conversation. But someone on top of a mountain and, too far away. But there we are, exactly. They are lonely, they are divorced, they're widowed, they are not young. And where do they meet people? This is a massive, huge part of the population. Okay, then there's us. If you're 50s, you're still doing well. Because you've got guys 40, 30 chasing you. If you're interested in that sort of thing, go for it, But this one is not. I prefer the brains before the muscles. So if you open the mouth, it's like run for the hills. So here, the brain or intelligence comes before the body or the looks. That's when you get older. When you're younger, obviously, it's all about the body, the looks, yeah. I mean, you could get away with a lot. But forgetting, this is what I'm saying, when you get older, and if you use the mind, you realize the body and the faculties are not going to be around. So you're not going to, if you're not wise or sharp, you're going to be catfishing or whatever they call it. But that doesn't last, because so I'm saying, understand, 10, 20 years, the body, the looks, all this is going to go. So you're looking for a companion, loyalty, friendship, someone you can talk to, that's going to, intelligent conversation. You can go on holiday, you can go and have dinner with, more in that age bracket, I would think. I don't know, I'm talking for themselves, that's what I'm saying. You can only say what you would look for, not a pub. No. But I mean, yes, there are a lot of people would be happy going to football and going to the pub every day, finding a man that's going to go, that's what they do. But on the Awakened, which is where we're going, it's going to start getting smaller and smaller, that pool. So yeah, and I think there's a lot of even awakened people thinking, holy shit, where do you meet people? Because you're not into this, see. When you start waking up, you know, a lot changes. A lot changes. You're going to go through diet. You're going to go through everything. Music. So you really shift hugely. But 5 years later, you've done most of your shadow work, releasing, and you maybe come to the realization of what is. And we all, hopefully, that you don't even exist. There is no you. So there's different levels. But yeah, this is a big thing. Yeah, it is. As I'm saying, this is what dawned on me here. I was like, oh my gosh, what do you do? Like these people, the people are not thinking about this is more than half the population in your countries in Europe are over 60. Go and look, do your statistics on your population. They are looking for partners, for companionship, for friendship, where nothing provides it, because this one's been looking. I'm like, gee whiz, what the hell do you do? And then you can see it from there. They talk to you and you realize who's out there and you realize, oh my gosh, shame. You see? And they're not going to meet someone in their little towns, as you know, whatever. Obviously, they wouldn't be on there. So everyone, certain age, are driven on there. So we've got this huge elderly population we're not addressing. We've got, as I say, all these apps. You're getting away with murder because you don't have to put on any preferences, any personalities. I don't think you need an AI, like, let's say, you can do all these online psychology tests, right, to show kind of personalities. But I mean, that's also flawed because depending on the program, and we're going through awakening now, I don't think that would be a bright idea. So for my psychology, they'd probably, oh, let's have this and that. You that type of personality, that's boxing people again. That's just, you know. So I don't think, you know, personality tests are there. But video, and now TikTok, I think, would be the perfect platform to start TikTok dating. No joke. Because you've got these video things. So if TikTok allowed someone to do a profile, a video profile, you got your dating, say TikTok, let's say TikTok dating, right? I'm going to suggest it to them. And then they do bloody well. And then, especially for awakening lot, and then you'd have your profile where you could make a video. It should be maximum half an hour. So some people want to go into great detail, who knows, you know, whatever, knock yourselves out. But you should be able to say, like, you know, what you're looking for, so you don't waste people's time, and your favorite things you like, or dates, your, you know, type of foods, what deal dates are, places, kind of holidays, blah, 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 blah. So people can get a good idea. Then they know, for one. Yeah, but even that you can see. So I'm saying you have pictures. At the moment, you've got photographs, which are fake. Any of you, how many people have heard of these scammers? I mean, they're so easy to spot. So most of them were all military. Now they're oil rigs, NGOs, some doctor in some country, or he's working on an oil rig, or full of the things. So there's a lot of these fake. A lot of people just put no picture up, or picture of their car, or their dog, or they don't say anything about themselves. You can fake all kinds of things. So in this way, people can see, you know, there's a video of you. So when you actually talk to them, or video them, or speak to them, you'll see, no, that's not the same person. Not the same voice, not the same anything. And there's a awakening story. There's nothing like that. You know, where you can kind of put these, you know, preferences there. There's nothing. You see, where you can say vegan, vegetarian. Now, on the awakening part, that's a huge, not negotiable for some people. I'm not joking, but some people, being vegan is a not negotiable story. So there's a lot lacking, and it's boring. Going to someone's picture, you know, you also don't get the energy, the feel, how they talk, what they sound like, their accent, their language, anything like that, their body language, you know, whatever. So I just think TikTok has a huge opportunity. Yeah, and especially, look at this one. This one's thinking, well, I'd love to meet, because in my area there isn't anybody. A lot of pubs. No, no ways you ever want to meet I don't want to meet a pub local. That's the last, you know. I would be happy a long time ago. You know, not exactly. You know, no, not at all. So you look around. Okay, what do you do when you're older? Bowling, hiking. No, there's, you know, some countries are a little bit better than others. different opportunities, much more places and things to go and type of places to join. England is antisocial. I mean, they've designed nothing besides pubs. To be an alcoholic, great. Otherwise, you have a big problem. There's no social, even for the youngsters, there is nowhere for youngsters to meet. No indoor skating, dancing, roller skating, surfing, nothing. Indoor skiing, there's no facilities for young people. I can't imagine growing up here. I feel so sorry for them. England has absolutely let its children down. The young generation, there is nothing for them to do. There are pubs and there are parks. And in winter, you don't want to sit outside in a freezing park. A lot of the houses don't even have gardens here. So no one was ever thinking about the majority of people cannot afford homes with gardens. There's no social facilities for children, no indoor like big malls. Like in a lot of countries, they have big malls, indoor skating, roller skating. Only in London, maybe some one or two things, but even that you've got to go on about 5 tubes to get. But here they have not catered for the people at all socially, completely socially deprived. So children sit in their houses and on video game. They became addicts to videos. So online, anything, everything's online, even dating. But they're also none awakened, you see. Shame. And where do these kids hang out? They're not allowed in pubs, or when they do, they hang out in a pub again. So you're breeding generations and generations of alcoholics. That's wonderful if you like that sort of thing. But yeah, there's definitely a change needed. Yes. Now everybody is, not only children and young. Everybody. We're going through awakening, as I'm saying. Also, you look at a lot of populations are not into drinking. Also there's religion, they don't drink. So, you've got a pub and a pub and a pub. England, is a really bad place to date. Definitely not. Definitely not. I suppose if you're in London, then that's what people do. You see, they go to these clubs and pubs. That's the only place you're going to meet people. But now we're going through awakening. People are pulling out of pubs and clubs. Alcohol is going down. People are going to look forward. You've got to look ahead and see where humanity is going. It's moving away from that. Look at the stats. So people are going to, less even youngsters these days, it's a fact, they don't drink. So pubs and things are going down the toilet. They're going to be made into probably something else one day. They're going to just dwindle out. And this is going to be hot chocolate or whatever. But it's going through the awakening. They're more healthy. They're more aware. Because we're having a bit of a rise in consciousness. So they don't want to get drunk and ruin their brain cells, a lot of people. It's best, yeah. Anyway. So, and if you've been like this one, now looked into it in the last week, I'm like, oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. It's like a needle in a haystack kind of thing. It's like, ooh. And the patience is that I'm saying you waste so much time. People are pulling off or lose interest because it's just like a waste of time. It's like, how am I? You've got to go through the weeds and weeds. We're talking about weeds. Serious weeds. Some of these. Facebook is an absolute joke. That's just, there's no excuse. It's no excuse. That's, wow. Yeah, there's no effort made there whatsoever. No money, no time gone into that at all. And everybody, when they start waking up, wants communication. Look at us. Anyone on this awakened path, which you're all going to be, what are you looking for? Community, unity. This is exactly what now. You want to start actually, connecting with other people. There's a big desire, and this is the planet's going that way, to start connecting. Physically, you want to start meeting up, making groups, unity. This is the drive of the future. This is how things are going, how the human mind or humans, let's say the human avatar is evolving. So naturally, people are going to start to look like this one. How am I going to meet like-minded people? Please, people, tell me. If you aren't here, you got any break where you have, because trust me, if they're not, like, you don't know them in your area, there's no one in your area that you're aware of, where do you find them? This is the challenge this one took on until you discovered, holy shit, this is not an easy job. frightening actually, because if you go to these friend groups, some of them are not, not really going off. There are some now where apparently groups you can meet people, youngsters a lot more. So the youngsters are going on their friends groups, find friends. That's what I'm saying. Everything's online, especially in the UK, because there's no way for them to socialize. There's no way for young people to actually meet. So events are becoming popular. These sound baths, big time. Yoga, sound baths, things like that, so they can actually meet like-minded people. Otherwise, there isn't. And nobody's... So, you see this. There's opportunity. See, this one sees the solution. And there's a solution for financial solution anyway, an app. Because, there's a gap in the market. There's a huge gap in the market. I'm like, nobody's seeing this. Wake up. Yeah. Yeah, but there we are. You've got to meet them through there. Meet people through there. Then you can connect in person. But in your area, if you don't know anybody, it doesn't say, oh, that's fine, we want to meet in person. But yes, how are you going to meet? You want to meet people. This is the point. You don't know anyone, how are you going to meet them? So you have to look online to find groups, to find this, to find anything, which is like a desert in the UK is appalling, actually. The UK is really, but it's always had a terrible reputation for that. Shocking. No social kind of any facilities available. Nothing. Just diddly squat. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. I was lucky my children didn't have to suffer that. Thank goodness. Good grief. Good Lord. Oh, really bad. Wow. Any poor child that has to grow up in the UK is deprived really bad. I feel so sorry for them. So sorry. Really. Wow. It's yeah, not at all. Wow, frightening. So anybody else there? I'm really thinking about approaching TikTok. I think they've got a great opportunity to use this to make it online, and they would outstrip everybody. They'll definitely outstrip Facebook, because it's just pathetic. The profile there, say a few words about yourself, put up a few pictures. You don't even have to say them. You don't have to do any of this. The only thing you have to do is give a location. That's all. That's the only thing you actually need to do, is give a location. You can put your name, a car. People have. I've noticed that. I'm like, excuse me, what's that? You don't have to even put a person's name on. A person's pictures, nothing. So yeah, and you don't know, because it's a short little thing. So if you could make a video and describe the things you like, people could sit down and work out, okay, what are my favorite foods, drinks, ideas, think my time, what I'd like to do with my time, where I would like to go, say my favorite, what I consider entertainment or holiday, vacation sort of things, hobbies, likes, dislikes, not negotiables, kind of food I like, all this. You could do within half an hour, and people would get everything they need to know. Poof, wonderful. So if they see the picture exactly, now this way you won't waste your time, because you listen to the person's video, and if they open their mouth and all the things they say are completely not, that's it. You've made up your mind. You wouldn't even go there again. But there isn't. On the awakened side, this is a huge thing. Because you're going to have someone that you're not even going to be able to communicate with. You see? So yeah, they've missed the boat, but that's why I'm saying here's an opportunity. They've missed the boat because you can see this is coming, and the planet's changing, and there's a need to connect with people. People are going to want to start connecting. Groups find like-minded people, awakened people. This is a huge thing. So this is why these, retreats and all these kind of things are taking off. Events, youngsters that can go and have these, love festivals and whatever, that's going to be yes. But the rest of the time, people want to, find people in their area. And here, as I say, especially these older people, I was shocked. I was like, wow, There's a huge amount of people, because when they retire or start getting that age of divorced, and now they get past the stage where you can hang out in a pub or they don't want to get drunk, whatever the story is for a reason. And I'm not joking. Where do they go? Bingo. I'm not, most of them, some of them. Bowls, if they can find it in their area, maybe. Then, and some of them are not actually up to going and walking anyway, because they're not fit, so they can't go hiking, not all of them. So we're failing people. Everything's about profit, you see. This is now, TikTok's gone, profit. Everything's about money, not people, first. But we're failing people here. There's so many people out there looking for companion, partner. They're lonely. And I've seen it. I felt so sorry for like some of these people, especially this man. I was like, oh my gosh, shame. So we're going to give them opportunity to meet other people. And then they can make groups or meet up in their town even. You know, who cares? But yeah, we really got to, fill in these gaps here. Everything's going online. So first of all, you got to look for you got to realize where we're going and start making these things more, or expand them for this awakening. So awakened people can meet like-minded people when they, and say they've got this little, if you're still at this stage, you want a light worker group or a starseed group or whatever you're doing, you can do that. Vegan preferences, videos, you know, and they must be much more, I wouldn't say interactive, but you should be able to, they should have a video. You shouldn't be able to have your profile without actually having the name, the video, and some pictures and stuff like that, and preferences, more preferences, you know, more detail that you can weed out there. And I just think this would be the perfect platform, TikTok. TikTok dating would be a brilliant idea, literally, because it's got that video already. I think it'd be a really good idea. So I'm not IT minded whatsoever, so I wouldn't know how the hell they would do that. It obviously wouldn't be like normal TikTok, because you could have your profile thing, and maybe you could make 60-minute videos, shorts. As I said, they could do 60-minute shorts. My favorite foods are, you know, my favorite wine, whatever, their little profile. But I suppose, you see, I don't know anything about IT, so maybe it'll take up too many megabytes. So, you know, who knows? Data, storage, energy. I wouldn't know how that affects it. But they should at least be able to profile video. And they can connect to see here, you can't go live. Like they've done the same as YouTube. You have to be able to live chat. I think you've got to be 1,000 followers or something. But if they did TikTok dating, they should be able to do live video, because it's a safe thing too, I think. You see, a lot of people, here's another thing. So these are just ideas. I'm gonna suggest to someone who knows TikTok, anyone. So I'm putting it out publicly anyway. Maybe somebody hears it, has a brain. Anyone business savvy or wants to back, you're gonna do well anyway. So, now I've lost track now. Sorry, what I was going to say now. Oh shit. Oh yes, being able to use this platform, because people tend to want to phone you. So the minute they'll connect with you, because that's what I'm saying, people want to now talk to you because they want to see that you're not fake, that your picture isn't 10 years old, bloody fair enough. That's what I'm saying. So they want to see you're not some weird person. You're not saying you slim and 50 and you like 60 and 10 tons. This is the thing. People naturally want to know who they're talking. Don't want to waste their time. Who I'm talking to is real. What they say they are, what they look. So if TikTok did this and had TikTok dating, have your video profile. You could have maybe a few short videos, 30 seconds. I like this, I like that, better, little thing, pictures, your description, and then your preferences, awakened, spiritual, starseed, atheist, all that kind of stuff, vegan, vegetarian, But an app here, like people can play video games together, right? They need to have on these so-called dating app, something like like a WhatsApp thing, so you can voice like FaceTime. So it's safe. You don't have to give the person your number, some complete stranger who wants to now chat with you, because where do you chat with these people? Skype, Zoom, or they want your phone number because they want to start talking to you. Then they can't do that on these apps. These apps don't provide a video service, so you can start video calling or voice calling it. That's real online dating. See, it's interactive. We're going into an interactive world. So honestly, I think we should have a thing where now you, on this dating site like now, right? Say I'm talking to you. Who's it? James. Okay, James. So I've now looked at James's profile and his video, and I think, okay, it's great, and we're chatting a bit. Everything ticks off. Okay, he likes this, he does that, he eats that, he's, you know, he's awake, he's whatever, you know, peaceful, whatever, whatever. So we've now matched. Okay, let's say. But now you want to start. You don't want to sit there and type, especially older people. There's no ways it takes them forever to write a letter. They're going to sit. Anyone does. Anyone, like even me, who spent any time on this, like 1 week, and I'm like, oh, no, I haven't got the patience for this. And you've got to sit there and write back to someone, you know, and that they're going to start to want to talk to you, obviously. And some people, straight away, that's like, oops, you know, want your number or something, because they actually want to be able to have a conversation with you, to know, is this a person that's normal? You go out, you got to get to know them, and then, okay, I want to meet you or not. So TikTok, I really think, should, and have that button where you can actually now phone them if they agree. So you can send them something, and the person can agree now to, they've got to accept, let's say, because obviously there should be an exception thing, so you can't just phone them and harass them. But there's a button where you can accept you want to talk to that person. So now they can, over the platform, start video calling you or phone calling you. You see, you've set up a safety barrier. And then obviously you get to know each other, you chat, whatever, now it's safe. Now you can go meet James, because now you've spoken to him, you've video called him, not by your own number, so he can harass you, stalk you, find your number, you know, find where you live, whatever, location nonsense. This is what I'm saying. There's also a safety factor here. You know, where people have got your actual location now. See, Facebook's not very sharp. They're not worrying. There's no money on security there. They're not worrying about your security anyway. So here we are. Facebook will give your location away to, I mean, if you scroll on Facebook's dating, it would frighten you, literally. I mean, what I've seen on there is like, holy shit, no. So, you know, there's a risk. So all these things, for safety's sake, you don't do that these days. You don't want Joe Soap having your home, you know, your town location, because now Joe Soap maybe has a problem. There are many problems. You can see there's many disturbed people out there. We all know that, especially going through the awakening. So now that person sees you in town because they've seen you online, and you don't, they like you, but you're not interested in, or returned or followed them or whatever else, and they might now, you know, start becoming a problem. You see? So this does away with all those things. People shouldn't. They're very keen, because they're gathering information to have your location. But then they're not thinking, these apps, that it's a risk, actually. So now Facebook, everyone's trying to get your location, even here. But they are putting the people actually at risk by doing that, you see, as well. So there's safety factors. So these apps are failing people in every way. I mean, Facebook is absolutely appalling. It's got to have the worst ever. They have got the biggest selection of scammers. I'm sure most of them have anyway. We all know that. But the pictures, what they allow, you know, anyone on there, that's what I'm saying. This is how bad the screening is. So someone's got a fake picture, plenty, so many, and don't have to put anything about themselves. Get on there, have now put a location. You don't know who it is, what it looks like, where it is, and now you are on there. Where you live is located there. You cannot change it without actual location. And so you're now giving your location to the most wanted. Literally, I call them. Sorry. Sorry. There we are. So there we are. This is our future, I think. And it's pretty obvious, especially in Europe, most ages, especially in England. There is nothing for these people to do, no matter what age you are here. I mean, it's appalling. I have absolute... My heart goes out to any child that has to grow up in the UK. Oh, good grief. It's going to be the most deprived social place for anyone to grow up. Horrendous. unless you intend to become an alcoholic or something. You want to, shame, or they end up, video gaming. So they sit in their rooms and they video game each other. Shit, so sad. There's like now and then people wonder why we have social structures broken down, because there's no physical interaction. Here, first of all, it'll help because there's going to be video calls. There's no dating app. Look, not that I'm an expert. I'm not I haven't tried them. It's not like I'm the world's most known. Don't know. This is, I'm saying, I've just started and I'm like, oh no, this has much to be desired about it. Maybe there's some apps I don't know. In different countries are better. I don't know. But there are, it's just, for me, it's just mind-boggling that that's the most basic, wow. Pathetic, actually. And millions and billions of people are on these dating apps, and that's all they can do. It's like, you couldn't do better than that. You've got to be kidding me. Please. So if there's awakened one, there's probably not enough. There's probably not enough on there. So definite need, People should be, it's a safety feature to have video and voice calls, that you can actually then start talking to them over these apps safely, video calling them and first talking to them, maybe then video calling them. They should not be able to have a profile without a picture and a video, because then you can also see what you're talking to and what they like and don't like, and so you don't, Wow. Much more opportunities for these people to meet, especially, as I'm saying, like now, this was such a sad thing here. And this is something that is really not addressed here, is the elderly population. This is why there's such a depression and such an issue. We've got so many elderly people. Our whole population is mainly elderly. That's just factual. If you're in Europe, especially in the West, they're elderly. Less and less, as people got up, they got less and less children. They're not interested, or they're having children much later in life. So our population declined. Africa, booming, no problem. The youngsters, they've got the opposite. They've got more youngsters than they've got older people, like 1 to 5. Here we've got 1 to 4. 4 people over 60 to 1, young person. And they're being failed all. Especially these elderly people. There's so many lonely people there. And I was like, oh my gosh. Because there's no social thing for them. And this would help them. Because if they have these video calls and things now, not sitting over there typing, talking to some picture that might be a fake anyway, they can meet someone online. If it's too far for them, a lot of them aren't mobile, as this poor man was, because if he was, I would literally, just out of compassion, go and have coffee with him, because he's a very intelligent and lovely man, but he's miles away and he's very old and he's so alone. They find themselves widowed. It's very sad. So here, I think we would be, first of all, for the mental health, for the, all these kind of well-being things, you could now have people meeting each other. Some of them won't move, as I'm saying. Here we're addressing now at the moment elderly people. Here's something to think about. A lot of them are retired, won't move maybe because their children are there, or, they're too old to move, or whatever the issue is. A lot of them also have health problems. We forget about this. So many people are now getting dementia, or they have health problems, or they're not physically fit, so they're not like sporty. Some are very great. That's wonderful. They're cycling and doing whatever, but there's still a huge amount of population that are not physically fit, right? So if we offer them a dating service like this, where you don't have to have 1,000 followers to make a live, they can actually now make friends all around the world. Maybe find childhood friends. They're 70s, maybe they share knitting things, hobbies, who gives a shit? Whatever interest, they can find like this one, like-minded people that aren't young. Now they're retired, they need to find something to do with themselves or whatever. And they can actually now have conversations. They can start groups and they can actually have video calls safely, live calls over these apps. You see? So first of all, they won't be lonely now, because you can actually have a nice chat with someone. You can have a proper conversation. They can see them. You see? Discuss things, learn things. Let me show you how to cook my recipe, whatever. Socially. Everything in this unawakened world is designed about money. As that man was saying, there's no profit, there's no incentive. It's, I mean, oh God, that's what I'm saying. Everything's about money. Well, we're moving away from that. Because you're not going to date your money. You're not going to eat your money. You're not going to sleep with your money. You're not going to go to bed with you. You're not going to take it with you when you die. It's about time we stop putting money in front of everything. This is why we have an unhappy world. Because we put money before everyone. I'm sure there's a way to make money. How did TikTok become so the biggest, most popular platform in the world? That everybody that was had threats and hostile takeover. It was so popular, and it was not commercial. Why? The traffic. So if someone has the brains to do a platform which is going to benefit people actually want it, there's a need for this. There's a huge need for it. I'm one, ready. I'm candidate number 1, please. I'd love to meet like-minded people socially, So some would look for enlightened people, some are going to look for whatever, they're pensioners, they need this. Everyone's got their own thing. The youngsters are going to look for who knows. And people will make friends and go overseas and meet them and whatever. People will connect. Countries don't make a difference. So there's a huge, huge need for people to actually connect. And then they can start in their area, all kinds of things, who knows. But yeah, it's not safe, first of all, it's TikTok, because there's no, they give location to the most wanted, not screened, not known, anything. It's like, oh, wow, yeah, wow. So yeah, this is why. And then we've got all these scammers, some of the biggest scammers. People have been cleaned out. I bet you they met them on Facebook, actually, most of them. Frightening. So yeah, I don't think it'll take much to do if they had it on here for TikTok to open and say TikTok dating, and then have videos, but you should not be allowed to have a profile. If there's no videos, there's no picture, a video profile, introducing yourself and your likes and your dislikes and your preference, whatever, you can make it whatever, but there should be maximum 30 minutes. You can make it a 10-minute, a 5-minute, but some people want to make a 30, whatever. I don't know how long it'll take. I'm just guessing. I would say 30 minutes is safe. And then, yeah, country. You shouldn't have to have your actual location because that's not safe in the first place, even for young. Doesn't matter what age, young, old, any age. They don't need that data. That should be private. That should be, if the app wants, it's tracking, if the app wants all their nonsense, it's all about data and money or whatever bullshit they want to sell. Let them do that. But it shouldn't be on, it shouldn't be live location because it's not safe. Because we're talking about all ages here. Who knows? We're talking about dating sites. So it can be used by youngsters. What I'm seeing is like this man is a lot of divorced people that are retired or semi-retired are lonely now. Most are divorced or widowed or something. And of course now when you get past the looks things and you can go and pick up someone or the pubs, that's it. What do you do when you're older? You're not in your priorities change. So they're looking for companionship, friendship, intelligent conversation. That'll be nice. Very sober. Oh, lots of things, Sorry. And when I saw this, and I was like, okay, staying single is probably going to be viable. Just one of those things. That's the thing. You've been single so long, you're so used to it, you don't get lonely. But I know it's not healthy, to be honest. So I thought, it'd be nice, if I meet, that's why you're not bothered. If you meet someone nice, you can actually have a good companion, intelligent conversations, great. If you don't, who cares, you know what I mean? But when I was on there, I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't waste my time to stay single. But like this man, because that's a very difficult situation at that age, to be 89. But that's what I'm saying. When they still, okay, they are looking for conversation. What is an 80-year-old like this man? I felt so sad. You're 89 and you're on a dating site. You are very lonely. Why? Even though his daughter lives on the same property, so he was lucky. He's got his daughter there. Very lucky, because it's a farm. So his daughter's there and the family, so they see each other every day. But he's still in his own home, this is when I feel sorry for them. Here I counted myself as blessed, because you've been single for so long. It's actually now you count as a blessing. When you were young, you think, oh, I'm so lucky. People that were happily married, stayed married for so long, but then what? You have adapted and you don't get lonely. For someone who's now been married all their life, it's terrible, and have lost your wife or got divorced. You know how lonely it must be. It takes about 2 years or more just to adjust to be sleeping on your own. Like that man, I thought, oh my God, in that way I thought I was very blessed to spend most of my life single. And I'm married, because, and many years on my own, because you're completely used to being on your own. Yes, it's nice. It would be nice to have company, intelligent conversation, say coffee, go for dinner. But if you don't have it, you don't have it. But when you've always had someone around, your house, it's very empty. All of a sudden they die. Your house it's quiet. I know, I really do understand. I have such empathy. See, and what do we, like this man? What does he do? He can talk to me with pleasure. He can write away. But I also haven't got the patience to sit there and have to write whole long letters to someone. And I'm sure they'd much prefer a conversation and a chat. And I'm not going to give, how many people like this, I wouldn't mind doing it, but I'm not giving them my phone number. You see, you don't want to give everybody on your phone number. But if the site provided something like that, I'd be happy to once a week, at the time. They no problem. I'll phone and chat and just, you see, you're offering companionship and friendship to people that are lonely. And there are many out there, so they can offer each other companionship or friendship. We've got a huge elderly population, and not all are mobile. And here's someone, I know, like it happened to I would say, he was like my father figure. He died young, though, as I say, that's why. When you've had an extremely busy life, and this is what happened to someone, probably one of the most dearest people in my life that I lost. He died at 64. Because he had an incredible life, and he lived, and he had a exciting, very busy life. But all of a sudden he got to 60, and he had high blood pressure, he had this, he had that, he had all kinds of issues, and he got depressed. He got insomnia, couldn't sleep, so he started taking sleeping pills. Anyway, everything just goes backwards. You're bored, you're lonely. This is exactly what happens. Now you can't, I can't speak for all men, but we were very close friends. He was like my father figure, friend, best friend, right? So honestly, he was honest. He couldn't. Prostitution, most of them turned to prostitution, sadly, because what do you do? Because, with these health issues, he knows the physical side. This is what I'm talking about. You're not thinking about the older generation. There's no jumping into bed now, because that normally doesn't work. Like him, you can't take pills to help it work because you've got high blood pressure. You see, so at that age, the physical needs, their dating needs changed. So he was very lonely. Besides, he got the odd whatever on the side, because he exactly said he didn't think someone really would be interested. This is what they think, because you're now old and you're not, let's say, active in bed. This is what they're going through. People are not thinking about that. And all of a sudden now you find you were an extremely active person, you had a full life, and now you probably, you're battling to walk your health's not great, so you're not flying all over the place and doing things and hunting and doing whatever, He had a very exciting, good life. So there we are, he exited young. A lot of people might, going to do that. That's what happens. Life can maybe does that. Doesn't mean they're all going to be healthy. Whoa. Sorry, I'm playing puzzle again with TikTok. There we are. So this is what I found, and what was made clear. I'd forgotten about it because it was him. So you just didn't think. But now I'm on there and I'm seeing this. I'm seeing all these people. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there's all these people, 60s, 70s, 80s, a lot in their 80s on this site. What do you do when you're 80? Wow, that's lonely, you know what I mean? Trying to find just someone to talk to. Companionship. Because not all are blessed with great health. So they might have illness, or they might have a bit of dementia, they might be immobile, they have blood pressure, they have something. But that's what I'm saying. And none of these sites are addressing that, not giving them, And how much money is it going to... Okay, let's not even go Facebook. It's a complete waste of time. But